Hello everyone, I am Jabal Cargas and I'm going to talk about intimacy. So what is intimacy? Intimacy is about loving, trust and support, accepting and sharing in your partner's feelings, being there when they want to let their defenses down, and knowing that your partner will be there for you. So intimacy does not only limit about a relationship between a boy and a girl or a couple, but also close familiarity or friendship, closeness, your deep connection with your family or friends or other people. Intimacy has four types. First is emotional intimacy, second, intellectual intimacy, third, experiential intimacy, and last, spiritual intimacy. There are other types of intimacy, but we'll only talk about these four types. For emotional intimacy, it involves candid, authentic sharing of thoughts and feelings. It involves being able to tell each other your deepest fears, dreams, disappointments, and most complicated emotions, as well as feeling seen and understood when you do. It is cultivated by each person, refraining from judgment or contempt when the other is sharing. For example, is when you do a heart-to-heart talk or deep talks with your friends, with your family, or with your partner. Is intellectual intimacy. It comfort with communicating beliefs and viewpoints without worrying about potential conflicts, or each person in the relationship has the freedom to think for themselves and believes that their opinions are valued instead of feeling pressured to agree. So for example is when a group or with your group of friends are talking about a certain topic and each person is giving their opinions about that topic and the rest are just enjoying and listening attentively without getting pickled. Next is intimacy. Shared experiences lead to inside jokes and private memories that can intensify a connection. The act of teamwork and moving in unison toward a common goal while creating an experience also establishes a feeling of closeness. For example, is when you and your friends, your partner, or with your family is planning on a vacation and you are assigned for the planning of activities and the other is assigned for the accommodation and foods, and that will foster teamwork. For the last type is spiritual intimacy, the process of opening your hearts, the core aspects of yourselves, to each other as you open your hearts to the Lord. Actually, religious practice isn't necessary for spiritual intimacy, though it can serve its purpose.
This time we will tackle about relationship. So what is relationship? So when we say relationship, it is a connection between two or more people in a group, whether it is intimate, platonic, positive, or negative. So there are some basic types of relationship. These are familial relationships. So this is a relationship between in your family members or relatives. Second, next is friendships, acquaintances, sexual relationships, work or professional relationships, teacher or student relationships, community or group relationship, place-based relationships such as neighbors, roommates and landlord or tenants relationships, then enemies or rivals, and last is the relationship to self. So this relationship that I mentioned can be categorized into general types of relationship. We will tackle this in the next slide. So types of relationship. First is the interpersonal relationship. Second is the social relationship, and last is the social relation. So interpersonal relationship, it is the association between two or more people. And social relationship is divided into primary and secondary groups. And social relation is relation between two or dyad, three or triad, or more individual, what we call social group. So for further understanding, let's go to the next slide. So interpersonal relationship, like what I have said earlier, it is the association between two or more people, or a connection between two or more people. This relationship is These are ongoing interaction between people that involve the mutual fulfillment of both parties' needs. So here is an example in the picture that you can see. So this is an example of interpersonal relationship. And the second type of relationship is the social relationship. So social relationship is categorized into two. So the first one is the primary group. Primary group are characterized by direct, personal, and intimate interaction. So this this relationship is typically include high degrees of intimacy. So example of this would be family ties and close friends. So as you can see in the picture, this is an example of social relationship in primary group. And the second category of social relationship is the secondary social group. So on the other hand, such as political parties and trade unions are usually impersonal and instrumental, and are more formed to fulfill special interests. So more impersonal and temporary ang secondary groups. Then most of our secondary groups are from work and school. Here, example. And the third one is the social relation. So social relation is also categorized into three. So first is the dyad. So dyad is the group of two people. Dyadic is an adjective used to describe this type of communication or interaction. So it also refers to a pair of persons in an interactional situation. So this is also any committed and intimate two-person relationship. So example is a patient and a therapist. So as you can see here in the picture, this is an example of dyad relationship. Also example is a woman and her husband, teacher and student, and more, and other examples. So this is some of the example of the dyad relation. The next category is the triad. So triad is the group of three people. They are more stable than a dyad. So it reduces intense interaction and is based less on personal attachment and more on formal rules and regulations. And the last is the social group. This kind of social relation consists of two or more humans who interact with one another. Then it shares similar characteristics and collectively have a sense of unity. So, an example of this would be families, companies, circles of friends, clubs, local chapters or fraternities and sororities, and local religious congregations. So, here in the picture is one example of a social group relationship. This is a circle of friends. There are there are two more people here in the circle of friends. So there are There is a 7 types of relationships according to psychology. One framework for romantic relationships in psychology known as Sternberg's triangular theory of love. This identifies three main components of love: passion, intimacy, and commitment. So when we say passion, it is refers to feelings of excitement and attraction. Intimacy is refers to feelings of closeness and connection. And commitment is refers to the ongoing decision to stay in and nurture the relationship. So here are the 7 types of relationships. So first is the infatuation. So infatuation is only involve a passion only. And second is friendships, intimacy, and the inti love is only commitment. Romantic love is passion and intimacy. Infatuous love is passion and commitment. And companionate love is intimacy and commitment. And the last one is consummate love. It is passion and intimacy and commitment involves. So let's explain them one by one. So infatuation relationship is a passion involves without intimacy or commitment. This is considered as a puppy love or relationship that have not become serious yet. So six in a friendship, it only involves intimacy. So this includes friendship and acquaintances. And in the inti love is characterized by commitment without intimacy or passion. A stronger love may deteriorate into empty love. In romantic love, the love is passionate and intimate but has no commitment. This could be considered a romantic affair or could be a one-night stand. And next is the fatuous love, can be exemplified by a whirlwind courtship and marriage. So it only involves passion and commitment. And then in companionate love is an intimate and non-passionate type of love that is stronger than friendship because of the element of long-term commitment. And in the consummate love is the complete form of love because it involves passion, intimacy, and commitment. It represents an ideal relationship which people strive towards. Of the 7 varieties of love, consummate love is theorized to be that love associated with the perfect couple.